What do you want? When I ask this question to my clients, it's difficult for them to find an answer. They can always tell me what they don't want in very specific terms, but pinpointing exactly what they do want is not as clear. We need to be able to identify what we really want inside of our relationship, or else how are we ever going to get there? Oftentimes what happens in our relationships is some sort of bargaining. We look at it and we see, okay, what is this offering me? And we try to decide if we can make that work. It's kind of like a checklist. You're going through it and checking items off the list, and then we kind of take a look and decide if that's going to be enough. If we can make that work and kind of set the other things aside. And it isn't that this is a bad thing. It's good to know what's on the list. There's going to be some things on there that may not be as important to you that you can live with or without, depending. But when it becomes tricky is when we know that there's things that don't work for us, but we make excuses, we overlook them, or we rationalize them so we don't have to feel what comes with really taking a look at what we're actually receiving. Knowing what you don't want can really point you in the direction of what you do want. So there's a big difference between, what am I being offered? Can I make this work? Can I check enough boxes? And really truly knowing what you desire and long for and want to have in your marriage. So most of us get married when we're, in our 20s or early 30s, and what we want in our relationship can be very different than what we want in our 40s and 50s. So this is one of the reasons why we see so much disconnection inside of relationships as they age, and why it doesn't feel the way we want it to, or the way that it used to feel. I had a client that had been married for about 22 years and really felt like he wasn't getting what he wanted and needed in the relationship, and was kind of confused because in the beginning they had really bonded. They'd shared some difficult experiences and really had this sense of comfort and connection and safety. And so soon after that, they got married, they settled down, they started a family, careers happened, all those things. So the relationship started to really grow and change as it would. And now 20 years later, he's really seeing that he didn't have the marriage that he thought he did. And he's, really stuck just trying to figure it out. And when I asked him, what do you want? He had a tough time coming up with the answer. So many people will tell me, I just want it to be the way that it was, or I want to go back to how it used to be. But here's the thing. It can't. You're not the same person that went into the marriage 10, 20, 30 years ago. And what you want might have changed, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that you can't have a relationship that feels good again. It doesn't mean that you can't have that within your current relationship, but you do have to know how you really want to feel and what you do really want. Otherwise, you're going to have a really tough time getting to a place where you can find what feels good for you. So if you'd like help getting there and seeing if you can create what you want inside of your relationship, or if the only answer is to leave, then I can help. If you like what you heard, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified every week that I post something new. All my best.